Before I had a Nintendo, I had an Apple IIe, and that was my gaming platform. Now, in the 80s, I wasn't connected to the internet. The internet wasn't a big thing. I didn't get any gaming magazines. So, if I wanted to buy a game, I just had to go to the store and see what they had. I'd just pick something and buy it. Might be good, might be bad. I would find out. And one year for my birthday, I got strategy simulations. Now, as you can see, there are 4 games on disc, but today I'm just going to talk about number 2, Galactic Empire. So let's push number 2 and see what happens. Loading. Now, if the name Galactic Empire didn't impart to you that this game is really epic, those sound effects definitely should have gotten your attention. The Apple IIc just had a little tiny speaker, and so that was about the best that it could do, and I can assure you that sounded awesome. I already know how to play, so I'm going to skip the rules. Up to 20 players hot seat. No network support in this game. Just one player today. Back in the day, I always played against my brother, but today, just me. Epic game. We want the most epic game possible. 40 systems. 100 turn epic game. I always like to have neutral worlds. Build defensive ships is a nice little game option. I always turn it on. And then we get please wait while I create the universe. Now, how many games actually make you sit there and wait while they create a universe for you to enjoy? It's another thing that makes this game really epic. And it does take a while, as you can see here. It's Apple IIc chugging along. You thought Xbox loading screens were bad. And here it even gives you a mulligan option if you don't like the star map it generated. You can generate another one. But actually this map might be problematic in a 2-player game because as we can see, World 1 and 2 are actually pretty close to each other. But since this is just a single-player game, this map is perfectly acceptable. And only one player, that's me. I'll be player 1, so I'll be starting with just system 1, and as we can see, worlds 11 and 35 are really close, so those should probably be the first worlds that we attack. So let's just keep this map. And now again we have to wait to set up the game. There's no fancy loading screens back in the 80s. You just saw whatever was on screen, and if you were lucky, you even got a message asking you to please wait. So here I am 25 years later asking you to please wait till we get the next stage of my YouTube video. Another thing that makes this game incredibly epic is it actually tells you your best bet is get out a piece of paper right now, draw a grid on it, draw out that map, because then you're going to have it in front of you. You're not going to have to be constantly switching back to the map screen in game, which could really slow things down. And for a 100-turn game, you want it to move as smoothly as possible. But let's just continue here. And this, believe it or not, is the main game screen. All it is a list of all the systems, who controls them, how many ships they produce, and how many ships are currently there. You can only see systems that are controlled by players. So any neutral systems, you don't know how many ships are there, you don't know how many ships they produce, so it's always random, and you're kind of rolling the dice anytime you're exploring a new system. But if I recall correctly, World 11 was right next door, so let's send our neighbor a little welcome committee. World 11, and how about 50 ships? Now, one thing you should notice is that as I typed, you didn't see what I typed. And again, this was a hot seat game. So the guy you were playing against, he's probably standing right behind you looking over your shoulder. So the game didn't type it on the screen, so you could keep a level of secrecy in the game even though everybody was looking at the same screen. Okay, let's see what happens after year zero. Victory! There did one ace pilot down there who managed to survive long enough to take out two of my ships, but in the end it was futile, and I still won with 48 ships remaining. Again, epic sound effects here. These just amazing. I can't speak highly enough of them. We had a lot of excitement that turn. I took a new system. As we can see, World 11 produces one ship, so my production is now up to 11 ships per turn. I'm building quite the empire here, but now it's time to go on to the next world. Let's go to World 35 now. Again, from World 1 to 35. We probably don't need as many ships. Let's be a little more conservative. I'll send 40. And let's see what happens. Victory! They managed to take out 4 ships, but I survived. 36 ships remaining. And we're back to the star chart. Year 2, I now control 3 planets, and my production is 12 ships. Now I just can't speak highly enough of this about this game. I think it offers great single player play. It's some nice strategy, and it's a great multiplayer game too, which is why I've actually recreated this game, and you can play it at rocketempires.com. It's a web version of the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't feature the wonderful sound effects that are in this YouTube video, but you can play the game, you can play it against other players, and it has all the basic gameplay elements. So check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.